guy at the Arlington Republican Club Christmas party, and man, he rocked the house. I'm like, who is this guy? So coming to the stage next, everybody, is Weston Martinez.
Well, God bless Texas. Let me tell you what. There are liberals far and wide that are afraid of each and every one of you. And for good reason, they should be. You know, I went to college on a bull riding scholarship, so every once in a while you kind of slide into the rodeo and you just slide and ride. So we got a lot going on and a whole lot to tell you about, but let me just tell you this. There are two parties in the state of Texas. And it's not Republicans or Democrats. No, sir. No, ma'am. It's patriots and traitors. And if you feel the same way, then you better get out and you better vote. You better vote for the people that believe in the Bible and the Constitution, and they're going to be pro-life, pro-gun, pro-family, pro-Israel, and they're not going to stand down. You better ask them what they've been doing before they ask you for your vote. You better ask them what kind of enemies do they have. What kind of enemies do they have? Because guess what? If they ain't got none, they probably hadn't done nothing. If they tell you they want to do one thing and there's 750 other things that they ought to be talking about, God bless them. They're probably like Biden. They're probably not qualified to execute the duties of their office. There's a whole lot of people that are traitors. You know what? I'm from the Alamo City. That is my hometown. And those liberals and socialists want to do so much to tear it down. Because when they want to talk about destroying our border, that's where they start. They start at the Alamo. The original Texas veterans. Think about that. The Tejanos, the Texians. So in honor of that, I want to do something real quick before I finish. There's a young commander named Travis who wrote something one day. And he was faced with a large task at hand. Some of you folks that have served in the military, our hats are off to you. You know what it is to face the other end of a barrel. Thank you for your service. To the people of Texas and all Americans in the world, fellow citizens and compatriots, I am besieged by 1,000 and more of Mexicans under Santa Anna. I have sustained a continual bombardment and cannonade for 24 hours, and I have not lost a man. The enemy has demanded a surrender at discretion. Otherwise, the garrison are to be put to the sword. If the fort is taken, I have answered the demand with a cannon shot. And our flag still waves proudly from the walls. I shall never surrender. I shall never retreat. Then I call on you in the name of liberty and of patriotism and everything dear to the American character to come to our aid with all dispatch. The enemy is receiving reinforcements daily and will no doubt increase to 3,000 or 4,000 in 4 or 5 days. If the call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible and die like a soldier who never forgets what is due to his own honor and that of his country. Victory or death. Signed, Lieutenant Colonel Commandant William Barrett Travis. P.S. The Lord is on our side. When the enemy appeared in sight, we had no food, but we found us 20 head of cattle. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can see where we had a press conference from these very steps where I found in DPS regulations that if you are hauling illegals or someone that has a virus, whether it's a plant, person, or animal, it's an $87,000 fine per head. Oh yeah, you know why? Because it's an unsecured hazmat load. This ain't rocket scientists. You think these guys are rocket scientists inside of here? Hell no. $87,000 fine per head. And you know what that means? That means that the operators that are transporting all these illegal aliens, they will get a fine. Folks, we have to hurt them in the pocketbook. We have to hurt them get them where it hurts and hard. Each and every one of you, go to that YouTube channel and you can see how you can file that complaint today. Oh yeah. Just the other day I was traveling up 281 there in San Antonio and I saw one of the NGO buses. You guys have seen them? Y'all have seen them? Big old white bus. Guess what? When I drove up and I saw the guy, Alan, you'll get a kick out of this. When I saw the guy wearing a bulletproof vest, I kind of had an idea that he wasn't, just like driving for Greyhound. He was driving for Bluehound, the Democrats. I just made that up. So, I followed him, and I go to the San Antonio International Airport to the front of the stage, and guess what happens? They get off right there, just like they're going first class with our tax dollars. About 87 people get off and go right in line. They meet their escort there at the airport, and then our tax dollars fly away. It's wrong. And you know what? Years ago, I created a bill to make human trafficking a death penalty eligible offense. And another one that made voter fraud a felony in Texas. And that was when I had endorsed against Joe Strauss, the speaker at the time, and my state representative. We got it through the Senate, through calendars, assigned a committee, and guess what happened? Died on the last reading on the House floor. When that happened, I didn't have the sentence back then. I didn't realize it was patriots and traitors. I thought we just lost. I thought, man, we got beat. I didn't know how, but I just knew somehow that I knew it was wrong. And ladies and gentlemen, that was years ago. If we have things like that happening years ago, what do you think's happening today? When they're all making money, what do you think they're doing? They don't care about you or your children or your grandchildren. You think they care about your property taxes? Hell no. They don't even care about children being mutilated by hospitals in the state of Texas. She's right. Get that lady a microphone. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, as we've been to the border, around the border, living in San Antonio my entire life, y'all know what? I filed a complaint with the Attorney General of the state of Texas against the police chief of San Antonio because he released an 18-wheeler load full of people that was left alive, and the rest of them were dead. So I filed a complaint with the Attorney General saying they had violated sanctuary city policy and also that they had violated human trafficking laws. Guess what happened? Oh no, it's actually happening. I just got deposed. I got subpoenaed by the city of San Antonio and the Texas Attorney General because guess what? The Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the police chief, against the city manager for them breaking the law. And that liberal city attorney had the audacity to ask me in the middle of the questioning, and she was following her line of questioning, trying to figure out, where'd you get this information? Why did you file this complaint? And then she said the magic sentence. At what point did you think the law had been broken? At what point did you think something was wrong? And I'm pretty quick. This is one of those times where I slowed it down and I looked at the nice lady and I said, ma'am, when they found all the dead bodies, amen. Guess what? She didn't want to ask me no more questions. You know the blessing of Dr. Martin Luther King? Not only was he a Republican, he's a pastor like myself, a patriot like all of y'all, but you know what? You know what the liberals don't want you to know about that fine man and about you? Is that one person can still make a difference. One person can still make a difference. Say it with me. One person can still make a difference. God bless you. I'm Weston Martinez. Visit westonfortexas.com. We only got one shot to save America, and it's a place called Texas.
Woo, I told you he was good.